Hello, ladies and gents. Finally back here, and we're going to be talking about lunatic. And remember when I was talking about like how all the far left or the Democrats are specifically calling to wanting to kill people or cause for violence? Well, maybe these guys are part of your go-to animals here. And let's go into the madness with breaking. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot issues call to arms over U.S. Supreme Court. Lightfoot tweeted Monday night, "To my friends in the LGBTQ plus community, the Supreme Court is coming for us next. This moment has to be a call to arms." That's really funny, because wasn't the last time that Trump act was supposed to be the one that called to arms, but you guys are doing the exact same thing. Like, Trump was supposed to be creating the insurrection, right? After denounced that he actually was going to do any some form of insurrection, or rather, he denounced people doing so. But here we have a lunatic that is calling for calling to arms, calling for violence. Lightfoot tweeted Monday night, "To my friends in the LGBTQ plus community, the Supreme Court is coming for us next. This moment has to be a call to arms." She also goes to say, "We will not surrender our rights without a fight to victory." Yes. Of course. Let's just call for violence. Because, that's the right thing to do. Oh, yes, Lightfoot, that's just great. Let's have people commit more crimes, more violence. Maybe it might be because you guys are the active ones, trying to, are the ones that are actively destroying businesses, clinics, people threatening, pro-choice people or not pro-choice, but pro-life people and all that stuff. Yeah, you guys are actively, targeting those people. Really, really nice to see you guys go completely insane and honestly calling for violence. I don't know where you could get away with this. Honestly, you guys should be investigated. Many on social media pounced on the statement and slammed the mayor for what many said was call for violence. Aria Hoffman said, "I think someone just called for an insurrection." In contrast, during the January 6, 2020 riot at the U.S. Capitol, Lightfoot tweeted, "I am in disbelief with what is unfolding in D.C. right now. President Trump and his enablers incited this violence. Shame on every elected official in Congress and elsewhere who fomented this anti-democratic insurrection by extremists. This is not democracy, this is a disgrace." Lightfoot, you just did that. And by the way, the only people that were injured at all was one woman getting killed that did not have a weapon. Yeah. Nobody else was injured. There were no fights. There was no war. There was no death besides one person being on the person that was unarmed and not doing anything dangerous. But yeah, she was the one that was dead. Nobody else got injured though. No police officer. No nothing. Nobody else died besides one other. That was apparent part of the insurrection. Yes, of course, Lori. You are a danger to society. She added to every staffer, elected official, and Capitol employee, "Please stay safe." Liz Wheeler said, "Excuse me, I thought it was illegal to incite an insurrection. Let me ask, Trump. Oh wait, he was kicked off Twitter for far less than this Lightfoot tweet calling people to arms against SCOTUS." What would be hilarious? Is if when Elon Musk actually does take power over Twitter, that Lori Lightfoot gets kicked off of Twitter due to call for violence. I would find that absolutely hilarious, because it's like, why was I kicked off of Twitter? Why was I banned? Okay, Lightfoot, you actively call for violence. I don't know what you want. You actively call for violence. You are a politician, an active speaker, and you actively want people to get hurt. I don't know what to say. Oh my god. Twitter suspended former President Donald Trump from the platform after the January 6th riot, saying, after a close review of recent tweets from the real Donald Trump account and the context around them, specifically how they were being received and interpreted on and off Twitter, we have permanently suspended the account due to the risk of further incitement of violence. And Lori Lightfoot still gets to stay. Disgusting, honestly. According to Twitter's rules and policies, Lightfoot's tweet violates the violence category, according to the platform, you may not threaten violence against an individual or a group of people. We also prohibit the glorification of violence. Threat and glorification of violence policies. Lightfoot's Monday night call to arms came after activists spent the weekend marching to homes of Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Kavanaugh. That's totally gonna help things. Yeah, that's really gonna help things. Good job. Jack Posobiec said, one side is putting out calls to arms. One side is monitoring the situation. On Monday morning, activists marched to the home of Justice Samuel Alito, who wrote the draft decision. Alito and his family were moved to an undisclosed location over the weekend to ensure their safety. Lightfoot's tweet also came after law enforcement announced that a Sunday morning fire at the Madison headquarters of Wisconsin Family Action, a local pro-life group, appears to have been the work of arsonists. According to a statement, Madison police and arson investigators have not determined the cause of the fire, but police confirmed at least one Molotov cocktail was thrown at the office during the incident. In response to the arson attack, Lightfoot said earlier in the day, we can never ever sanction any kind of violence, regardless of what the motivation is. She added, our democracy is unparalleled when people believe for whatever reason that they have the right to take up arms or violence against people with whom they disagree. What we can do is rally and organize and use the tools of our democracy to make sure that we're safeguarding the rights of all of us. That's why his Justice for All pledge is so critically important for us as a city. Yeah, important enough for you to call an insurrection and call for violence, but great. Yeah, great. Earlier Monday, the embattled mayor announced a Justice for All pledge and dedicated 500,000 tourists access to abortion care in our city, including transportation and lodging for women coming in from out of the state. She declared Chicago an island of reproductive freedom and a safe haven for the Midwest. Ongoing Press Secretary James Psaki on Monday indicated that the White House supports keeping pro-abortion protests legal and peaceful, and for defending the country's judges against threats and pressure. Unfortunately, Psaki, the protests have not been legal and they have not been peaceful at all. They have literally rioted. They have destroyed buildings. They have set things on fire, and who God knows what else they're going to do. And actively did a federal felony to when going to the justice's house. Yeah, legal, right? And Aria Hoffman came up to say, spare me. You guys dialed this up to 11 and encouraged protests all week. After Psaki saying, POTUS strongly believes in the constitutional rights to protest, but that should never include violence, threats, or vandalism. Judges perform on an incredibly important function in our society, and they must be able to do their jobs without concern for their personal safety. He believes that that's part of our democracy and part of the history of the United States and this country, but he also respects and understands the independence of the third branch of government, and I mean obviously the Justice Department, but also the role of the Supreme Court and what they play. So I wouldn't say he has a view on that. He believes in peaceful protests, but they're going to make decisions that we're not going to prejudge the final opinion. Again, this is your guys' doing. You have to Elizabeth Warren's calling for it. Lord Lightfoot's calling for it. Anybody that has a blue check mark is essentially calling for it. The Democrats are doing this. You guys are actively causing all the problems that are currently happening in this country, and you guys should be punished for it. Why you guys are still allowed to be on the internet is beyond me. Or not on the internet, but still be able to post what you can without at least some type of form of suspension. And after your suspension, redo what you're talking about. But again, you guys have actively caused problems. You have not solved problems. You have caused protests. You have caused riots. You have caused death. You have caused everything negative that's been happening in this country. And it's time for you guys to pay the price. Because now we're tired of it. There's consequences. and they need to be paid. That's it for the video, guys. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching this clip from my podcast that I make every day, Monday through Friday, 3 o'clock p.m. PST to all the way to 5 o'clock p.m. PST. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like, and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.